Danny Rand is a human Caucasian male, standing 5'10 and weighing 175 pounds. Danny has brown hair and brown eyes. He sports a green and yellow costume, yellow hand wraps, and a yellow mask. His costume also sports the iconic mark of the dragon, Shao Lao. Danny was born to Wendell and Heather Rand in 2004. Wendell was the co-founder and CEO of the family business, Rand Enterprises, a multi-million-dollar tech company. He met his wife Heather through his business partner and future brother-in-law, Harold Meacham. Harold and Danny would grow very close in Danny's early childhood, becoming a great role model for the boy. At the age of 9, Danny and his parents took a flight to the Himalayas. Unbeknownst to Danny and Heather, Wendell was looking for the mystical city of Kunlun. Due to the intervention of the supervillain known as the Hood, the plane crash-landed, and both of Danny's parents were killed. As fate would have it, Danny miraculously survived and landed just outside the gates of Kunlun. Danny was taken in by a Kunlun warrior known as Lei Kung, the Thunderer, who explained that Danny's father had actually been the previous holder of a power known as the Iron Fist, a mental past through generations of Kunlun's greatest warriors. The young Danny decided to stay in Kunlun and train with Lei Kung to earn the mantle like his father before him. It was during this time that Danny met his adopted brother Davos. The two would develop a fierce rivalry over the years, but also a deep friendship. Danny was a natural and a proficient fighter. Despite argument from the ruler of Kunlun, Yu-Ti, Lei Kung thought that both Danny and Davos were ready to face the trials to become the Iron Fist at the ages of 13. These trials culminated in a duel between Danny and Davos to decide which would go on to the final trial. It was a close match, but Danny, fueled by the drive to make his father proud, defeated Davos. This defeat crushed Davos and caused a rift in their friendship that would never fully heal. And Danny went on to face the dragon Shao Lao, the Undying, a reincarnating dragon who held the power of the Iron Fist. After a fierce battle which almost ended in Danny's death, he defeated the dragon by smothering the insignia on the dragon's chest, which branded Danny with the symbol of the Iron Fist. Danny plunged his hands into Shao Lao's molten heart, and his hands became like unto a thing of iron. Danny was now the Iron Fist. Yu-Ti gave Danny a choice, to stay in Kunlun and become its immortal weapon, or return to home where he came from. At first, Danny chose to stay, however he denied the immortality. However, after a short time, Danny grew bored and homesick and decided to return to New York in search of a greater purpose. Upon returning home, he discovered that his uncle Harold Meacham had become the new CEO of Rand Enterprises after his father's death. Danny and Harold were both happy to see each other after 4 long years. Harold would take care of Danny for the next 5 years. Soon after returning home, Danny would meet a new friend and mentor by the name of Shang-Chi. Danny's journey is one of great personal growth and maturity during his years as a superhero. Danny returned to NYC fresh off the heels after beating Davos and Shao Lao. Danny felt like he was unstoppable. He was cocky, immature, angsty, and full of himself. Despite his skills, the warriors of Kunlun were never able to instill a sense of discipline and humbleness in Danny, likely a result of them trying to speedrun his journey to Iron Fist. However, after learning the Shang-Chi and many others he'd met along the way, Danny had become a much better person and superhero. I believe Danny's growth from cocky teen to mature adult is one that can resonate with many people. Despite all of his trauma and the loss of many close to him, Danny has remained a friendly and fun-loving person, not letting the pain of his past drag him down for too long. He'll do anything for his friends and feels a great responsibility to protect people with his powers. He's always down for a good fight, but will often crack jokes to his opponents. But don't let the Iron Fist's comedic nature fool you. Should he be pushed to his limits, max power could wind up deadly for his enemies. Iron Fist is considered a Tier 3 metahuman. However, with his enhanced form, he will be considered a potential Tier 4. Danny possesses peak human strength, stamina, agility, speed, and endurance in his base form. All these categories improve depending on how much of Shao Lao's chi Danny is using at the same time. He also has enhanced senses. Danny has trained with some of the greatest martial artists on the planet, including many warriors from Kunlun, Shang-Chi, and Orson Randall. He's proficient in Taekwondo, Kendo, Karate, Wing Chun, and extremely proficient in arts such as Muay Thai. His fighting skills are also amplified by his chi, with he gained power from the Iron Fist, allowing him to go toe-to-toe with some of Earth's greatest combatants. Danny has near complete control of his nervous system, enabling him to resist drugs and poisons to slow him down from bleeding. He has also learned pressure point attacks from Chong-Chi, allowing him to temporarily paralyze opponents. Chi is the heart of Danny's Iron Fist powers. After attaining the power of the Iron Fist, Danny gained access to the Chi of the immortal dragon, Shao-Lao. This allows him to channel his Chi into his limbs, amplifying his attacks to give him temporary super strength. This also gives him limbs nearly indestructible power, and Danny often uses this power to block bullets and other attacks. Danny has enhanced this ability to be able to channel his Chi into objects, including weapons such as swords. Danny can also use his Chi to heal himself by concentrating into specific areas of harm. He can also use this power to heal others by channeling his Chi into their bodies. This requires great concentration, however, and can be blocked by emotional stress. Danny's also used this ability to purge demons and other spirits from others' bodies. Danny also possesses a form or telepathy known as the Mind Meld. By allowing his Chi to flow into others' bodies, effectively links the two, allowing the Iron Fist to see into the other person's memories and sense how their emotional state is. This is a two-way street though, and in order for the other party to not see it, the Iron Fist memory, the user must be extremely mentally strong and well concentrated. This ability can also be resisted by those with strong mental fortitudes. Another technique Danny learned from Orson was the Hypnotic Fist. By channeling Chi into his hand and waving it hypnotically in front of another person, Danny can mind control them, such as a Jedi mind trick, for a temporary amount of time. Like the Mind Meld, this power can be resisted by those with strong mental fortitudes. Every Iron Fist is linked through Shao-Lao's Chi, even in death. Through meditation, an Iron Fist can transport their mind to the spirit world and call upon the advice or assistance of past Iron Fist. In order to do this, one must possess the full power of the Iron Fist. However, Dan has been able to enter the spirit world seemingly by accident after being knocked unconscious. Danny has access to the Book of the Iron Fist, a sacred text to the Kunlun people, used by generations of Iron Fist to learn special techniques. This book was stolen by Orson Randall nearly a century ago, but is now in Danny's possession. There's likely many techniques in this book Danny has yet to master, so this section could likely be updated in the future. Other things to note about the Iron Fist power. Each Iron Fist tends to be stronger than the ones that came before. This is because as Shao-Lao's Chi is passed along through the generations, it gets more and more powerful with each Iron Fist. It can only be held by one person at a time. Should more than one Iron Fist exist at once, and one uses a power listed before the other, Iron Fist will feel a sharp pain. The only recorded time this has happened in history was with Orson Randall and Danny Rand. The power was effectively split in half after Orson's death. Danny gained access to the full power of the Iron Fist. This leads us to the strongest power provided by the Iron Fist, which can only be accessed by possessing the full power. This form, dubbed Ultra Instinct Mode by Danny, gives the user access to all the skills, powers, and knowledge of every previous Iron Fist. This also boosts his strength, speed, durability, and Chi to begin superhuman levels. This full potential of this form is currently unknown, but our experts believe that in this form the Iron Fist can move to a Tier 5 metahuman.
We put in practice and discipline, no giving up, no giving in. We're match fit, we're here to win. For those who don't know, better filament, information. Whether it's out here, no imitation. All around the world, no immigration. And we get it in without an invitation. Sound travels and the ground shakes. And our society has got us on the wild chase. And then we'll be back in 60 seconds with the loud bass. We're moving at our pace. Yeah. Shit, he's saying stuff. The boy linked up with Sway and stuff. C8 to the UK and stuff. We got them all on the floor like a praying monk. Off the tempo, what's the tempo? Cut from the same cloth, but we do it tenfold. And we ain't gotta wait for no invitation before we get involved. See, I've never been a surfer, but I'm on a sound wave, all over the earth. I can make the crowd shake. Ever since birth, there was words on the ground. I just wanted to rap and make the crowd say we got information. When it really out here, no imitation. Been all around the world, no imitation. And we get it in without an invitation now. Bounce with me, bounce. Bounce with me. Let's bounce. Sound travels and the ground shakes. And our society has got us on the wild chase. Tell them we'll be back in 60 seconds with the loud bass. We're moving at our pace. Yeah. travels and the ground shakes, and our society has got us on the wild chase. Tell them we'll be back in 60 seconds with the loud bass. We're moving at our pace. Yeah. Sound travels and the ground shakes, and our society has got us on the wild chase. Tell them we'll be back in 60 seconds with the loud bass. We're moving at our pace. Yeah. We put in practice and discipline, no giving up, no giving in. We're match fit, we're here to win. For those who don't know, better filament information. Where the realest out here, no imitation. All around the world, no immigration, and we get it in without an invitation. Sound travels and the ground shakes, and our society has got us on the wild chase. Tell them we'll be back in 60 seconds with the loud bass. We're moving at our pace. Yeah. He's saying stuff. The boy linked up with Sway and stuff. C8 to the UK and stuff. We got them all on the floor like a praying monk. Off the tempo, what's the tempo? Cut from the same cloth, but we do it tenfold. And we ain't gotta wait for no invitation before we get involved. See, I've never been a surfer, but I'm on the sound wave, all over the earth. I can make the crowd shake. Ever since birth, there was words on the ground. I just wanted to rap and make the crowd say we got information. Where the realest out here, no imitation. Been all around the world, no imitation. And we get it in without an invitation now. Bounce with me, bounce, bounce. Bounce with me, bounce, let's bounce. Sound travels and the ground shakes, and our society has got us on the wild chase. Tell them we'll be back in 60 seconds with the loud bass. We're moving at our pace. Yeah. Sound travels and the ground shakes, and our society has got us on the wild chase. Tell them we'll be back in 60 seconds with the loud bass. We're moving at our pace. Yeah. rivals and the ground shakes. And our society has got us on the wild chase. Tell them we're